What's going on, everyone, and welcome into Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I am Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today. We got Gretzky, Betskis, and Franco the Banker. Guys, season previews are off and running here. We're going to start with the Anaheim Ducks, but before we do that, how we been?
Good. We are doing a different format. If you watched last year, we did a grueling about 32 hours of recording.
Cut it down, baby.
So we are doing the condensed version, and I have my duck shirt on.
Lovely. Yeah. Look at that. Yes, good call with the format changes. It's be pretty much betting focused only. We'll obviously talk about the changes, but we are going to mainly focus on kind of our season-long futures for this team. As we've talked about before, we're going to start with the Anaheim Ducks, looking at their record last year, 35, 37, and 10, 80 points, 6 in the Pacific, missed the playoff. Not much to write it home about. Young team, I guess that is kind of the one bright spot, though a few guys did kind of take some steps forward. Franco, let's start with the roster changes that they've made to start. Granlund, Kreider, Poling, Mrazek, Quenneville, back in the NHL. I mean, what do you like about their additions this offseason?
I mean, I think the coach has to be the first thing you mention here because of, how big of a name he is and his previous success. Obviously, all the stuff in the past, we'll leave that off the docket here today as far as discussing this. But, I mean, he's a veteran coach that they're bringing in to try to really kind of wrangle this young team. I mean, there's a lot of young players on this team. Adding guys like Granlund, Kreider, and Poling are all veteran presences. And honestly, it's kind of funny. This feels like it's all so many former Rangers at this point now with Kreider. Trouba got traded towards the at the deadline. Vetrano's a former Ranger. Strome's a former Ranger. So it's like all these ex-Rangers kind of coming together. So, I mean, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of chemistry there just in general because they've all kind of played together at some point. So that will help. And, I mean, I kind of like the composition of this. Like you could see some sort of, pathway here for this team to have some success this year. And especially when you add in a veteran coach that has a winning pedigree to it, we'll see what he can get out of them.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the young core, too, with Cutter, Carlson, McTavish, Jackson Lacombe there, too. Betsky, they only lose Gibson and Zegras. Zegras felt like he was leaving for the past 2 seasons here, but the roster does seem like it's gotten better kind of this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zegras is a little bit of an addition by subtraction for the Ducks. Now, I'll have some comments about him once we talk about Philly, where I think he's an addition there, too. So I think this is just maybe a good change of scenery for both teams. I think overall the team looks better. I think this is a team that will be a lot like the Utah Mammoth last year, where they take that next step, but maybe not quite make the playoffs. So I'm not going to be on the team to make the playoffs props here. I think my favorite prop overall for the team is their point total that you can find on FanDuel at 81.5. I know there's some books that are a little bit higher than that, so shop around. But yeah, if you can get them in that 82, anything below 85, I would be jumping on.
Yeah, we talk about that Pacific Division too. Obviously, Edmonton and Vegas are kind of right there, but it's not necessarily a strong division. I think points are certainly going to be had. I think they can improve on their record from last year. They had 80. They bump up to that 81.5. They can win another game. I think they've improved enough this offseason, especially in that power play role too. Ranked 32nd last year in the power play. Pick up Kreider, pick up Granlund. Carlson gets another year of experience too right there. Their 2 power play units on paper don't necessarily look awful. So I think that's going to be kind of a key area in that special teams that they can improve here. Franco, any other kind of season-long bets you're looking for? I feel like the division winners out the window, conference, Stanley Cup's out the window. To make the playoffs at plus 250, I guess, is that other intriguing bet. But besides that, are you kind of echoing Betsky's statement here of sticking with that over for the season-long total points, or are you a little more hesitant?
I kind of like where Betsky's headed here with this because, I mean, you look at a team like Utah last year that took that next step. They finished with 89 points, fell short of the playoffs, but they were a competitive team for a good chunk of the season. And I feel like this can be similar for them as well. It really comes down to whether you really think these guys are going to take the next step. Like I think Carlson is the guy, we're going to highlight in a minute here, but I think we're all kind of high on this guy. He really showed some flashes. He's got some size and a ton of skill to his game. I think if he can really take that next step and become a true, not quite elite, but knocking on the door, that will really help this team, and that's really where it's going to come down to. I think McTavish had a pretty damn good season, and obviously Gauthier can score a ton of goals as well. So I think that's the way to go. I think 81.5 is a good number if we think they're going to improve. I mean, they finished with 80 last year. Why can't they get one more win essentially?
Yeah. I'll make a counter argument here, though. Where my concerns are with this team is the fact that they did move Gibson, and Dostal was fantastic for them in the net. But he's a young goalie. We've said it however many times.
Voodoo.
Goalies are voodoo. Yep. If he has a tough season along with this blue line who moved out Fowler last year, really you only have two vet defensemen on it, and Gudas and Trouba, who, while they may have some leadership qualities and can lay some big smackdowns on people's noggins across the league, that means there's going to be a lot riding on the young guns of Zellweger, Lacombe, and Minchikov. So that's kind of where my worry is. But Quenneville may be the type of coach that can kind of round up this team and get some success out of them. I also have a little bit of concern that he may not be the right fit, but time will tell here.
Yeah, Dostal does regress too. He ranked 16th in the NHL in goals saved above expected. I mean, Gibson's gone, but the good news is Mrazek started 30-plus games, I think, in the last 3 seasons. So it's not like they're getting a guy that's necessarily unknown, not necessarily been an all-star caliber goaltender either. So, and you put that in front of that defensive core that, again, like you mentioned, has some issues. So certainly an interesting team to watch. One of a better, I think, more fun teams to watch.
Yes.
I think they'll be intriguing to watch this year, which is good.
I still am going to be riding shots against this team. And now it started happening last year with finding more players that you could bet on their shots for. This year, I think that will be an even better prop across the board. I mean, we had some 1.5 guys on this team that were amazing parlay pieces all season long, especially Lacombe and Zellweger. Cutter Gauthier was starting to come to that 2.5 level near the end of last season. We know Kreider can do wonders on the power play. So there's definitely a lot more targets for props this year than many years before for the Ducks.
Yeah, and speaking of player props, this one future that I love here, we talked about it earlier, Leo Carlsson over 50 plus points, minus 135 on DraftKings. I also like the over at 60 plus points on FanDuel at plus 190. Rookie year, 55 games played, 29 points, was held out with some injury issues, healthy scratch other times, took a step forward in that second season, 76 games played, 45 points. We talked about that power play. I know McTavish is kind of in that one spot right there, kind of on their power play for center, but who knows? Carlsson could easily steal that from him if he does start to develop some chemistry. I know Kreider's slated in that second line, so that's going to be tough there, but I think he can get moved up to that first power play unit, which should be improved. Led the team with 26 points following the Four Nations face-off last year. He was also the third. He was third in scoring for Sweden in the IIHF World Championship this offseason. I think Leo Carlsson continues to grow here with 45 points. I think he can easily get 5 more this year at that minus 135 mark. And why not? What's 15 more at that plus 190 mark? I think that is kind of my best bet on this Anaheim Ducks side.
Yeah, I think that could be a squad ride here.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Love it.
Any thoughts on Cutter Gauthier to get 30-plus goals? He is the other intriguing player here.
Not ready.
Don't do it.
The price looks nice, but yeah, I'm not ready there. I'm not there yet. I need to see it first from him.
Yeah,
perfect. All right. Any other futures for the Anaheim Ducks here? Quenneville to win the Jack Adams. I guess that's the only one that's worth mentioning here.
Yeah, I would say as far as awards go, Quinville at plus 900 to win the Jack Adams Award is a really nice prop here. Maybe my second favorite for the Jack Adams.
Perfect. I love it. All right. We appreciate everyone for tuning in to this preview of the Anaheim Ducks, and we will talk to you guys next time.